Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm back in another video here. And this week, I want to chat about something that I realized for myself as I was on vacation the past 2 weeks. My family and I were lucky enough to take a nice long vacation to Alaska. And there's way too much for me to talk about that trip in this video, but I'll summarize it by saying I recommend that everyone try to get there at some point because it's such an amazing place. But some of you may know, because of where Alaska is, how far north it is here in the northern hemisphere, in the summertime, it pretty much doesn't really get dark at night. The sun technically was setting just before midnight and was rising somewhere between 4 and 5 in the morning. But even when the sun quote unquote set, it was still light outside. And light plays an important role in our biology. Our human body is very in tune with the cycle of the sun and even the artificial light that we're exposed to on a daily basis from electricity and various other things. One of the ways that light affects of health is through our sleep, right? I'm sure most people know it's a bright light shining in your face. Most people find it very difficult to fall asleep or stay asleep. And so our sleep cycles are very much in tune with the sun. And that's why we hear a lot about the sun, blue lights, the time, seeing sun in the morning, limiting light exposure at night, and all this. You've probably heard a lot about this with regards to your sleep and your health. And so as I traveling from New Hampshire to Alaska, the sun was setting in New Hampshire. It's definitely later here in the summer, around definitely before I would climb into bed. So maybe around 8 o'clock. And it was rising. It would actually get dark, first of all, and then the sun would set, and it was rising somewhere after 5 o'clock or so. And going to Alaska, that was a big shift, right? And so the first few nights that I was there, I was really struggling with my sleep. And part of me was like, it's a 4-hour time difference as well. So that also plays a role in our sleep cycles. And at first I thought it was that. After a few days, it wasn't really getting any better. In particular, I was just having a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep. I was constantly waking up. And my wife for Christmas had gotten me a sleep mask to use when we go to Alaska. Now, I was grateful for the gift, obviously, but I don't like to put things on my face, and I'm very particular about the way I sleep and etc. And I have a hard time with even minor changes like having a sleep mask on. In my mind would throw off my sleep and I wouldn't be able to sleep. First few days I was there, I didn't use it despite obviously the sunlight being an issue. And it's like, I'm not sleeping, so let me try it. The very worst, it can't make anything any worse. I tried it and man, was it fantastic. I felt ready to sleep and I slept hard for the first, after I started using that sleep mask, and it was glorious. And it actually didn't bother me, which I was surprised about. And so I'm now a huge fan of sleep masks, as you can tell. And I just wanted to share that anecdote because it was crazy to me. I thought that I could overcome the light thing. Like after a couple days, maybe my body would get used to it and I'd be able to stay asleep or fall asleep with the light. But man, I just couldn't do it. It was just waking me up in the middle of the night. I was just waking up for no reason, just out of my sleep. And just the light was just shining on my body and my eyes and stuff like that. Once I put the sleep mask on and it was pitch black, my sleep was so much better for the rest of the trip. It just proves I knew about this stuff. I know that light exposure affects our sleep-wake cycles and has an impact on things like that. And it just proved to me how impactful it is. Outside of the time change, which probably is also playing a little bit of a role in my sleep struggles while I was there, everything else was normal as far as my sleep routine. And it was like immediate effect as soon as I started wearing that sleep mask. And so if you think that the light that you're exposed to isn't affecting your sleep, then you might want to think twice about that. And I'm not saying that you need to be afraid of looking at your phone before you go to bed or blue light exposure, or as soon as it gets dark out, you need to shut off all the lights in your house and go to sleep in a cave and all this other stuff. No, I'm not saying that at all. And I can use my phone, I can watch TV. I do use blue light blocking blue glasses a lot at night, and I find those actually do help, especially from the eye strain point of view. But I think you should be mindful of it. Some people are more affected by blue light at night, etc., than others. If you are struggling with your sleep, consider the blue light that you're exposed to before you go to bed. But when you actually get in bed and you're trying to stay asleep, making that room as dark as possible when you were trying to sleep is going to be, I think, universally impactful for a lot of people. If you don't think it's affecting you, I pretty much guarantee that it probably is affecting you in some way. And consider fall asleep with the TV on, or have lights shining in your room and that type of stuff. Consider somehow blocking all that light, because it does impact you. Your body's getting those signals that it's light outside when you're trying to sleep, and that's just throwing your sleep off. Give it a shot. If you're like me and against wearing a sleep mask and don't think it's going to help, etc., and we can't control the light in your room. I think my wife got this sleep mask. I don't know where she got it from, but it's nothing fancy. It's very basic, soft, but basic. I'm going to look into nicer ones, because I think while it was not uncomfortable, I think I could get a better one that is a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, consider getting a sleep mask. Not very expensive. You can't block out the light, or stop the light in your own environments. But even for traveling, like you go to hotels, you try to sleep on a plane, that type of stuff, getting one for those scenarios would be, I'm going to use it. I can tell you that. I think everyone should have one. And like I said, they're not terribly expensive either. So that's just what I wanted to share. There's some other stuff from about my trip around health that I will also share in the coming weeks, but that's one I will start off with, because I think it's so basic and so simple. It makes such a big impact for health, as your sleep is critically important for your health. It affects all other aspects of your health: nutrition, exercise, stress management. If you're not getting good sleep, those will all be impacted. It really is a cornerstone of your health. Getting that right and addressing any issues there is a big lever that you can choose. And if something as simple as buying a sleep mask and wearing it at night helps, it's a huge, low barrier to entry win for your health. And so I just want to share that. Have any questions, comments, thoughts? Please leave them in the comments below. As always, if you find this content helpful and interesting and you want more of it, the best way to get it is to sign up for my newsletter. You can do that at rjbhealth.coach. Go to that website, click on the newsletter link at the top, and enter your email address, and I will send you all the content that I put out on a weekly basis for into your inbox for free. And I do have a couple of one-on-one coaching spots open, so if you need help with sleep or any other aspects of your health, nutrition, you're looking to level up, I really want some personalized advice and strategies that are effective, you can reach out to me. Again, the best way to do this is to go to my website, rjbhealth.coach, click on the Schedule Discovery Call button right on the homepage, and fill out that form, and I'll get back to you. We can talk, schedule a free discovery call, and then, or you can just message me, direct message me, and we can set something up that way as well. So thank you all for listening, and I'll talk to you all next week.